What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we're hopping into the Avengers issue number 17, as our Avengers are coming out of the wake that is the Blood Hunt event. Our heroes are regrouping and really just beating themselves up over their failures and their inability to stop this quicker. But there's so much more going on in this comic, because the goddess herself is joining the team. After the fall of Krakoa, Storm decides that she's gonna join up with the X-Men. And this is gonna be an interesting development to see what happens with Arakko, because for quite a time, she was the regent of Arakko. We can assume that that is being passed on to Apocalypse. And if this wasn't enough, the next big threat is already knocking on the door, because we have the return of Marvel's Superman. So, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with this issue, we pick up at the Impossible City. Captain Marvel is sitting down with all the Avengers. She is letting them know that after Blood Hunt, they failed, though T'Challa would disagree, because the sun is shining again. The world is still spinning. Humanity and the other thinking species, they survive and they thrive. They defeated Varney. They defeated the vampires. But Captain Marvel says that this should have never happened. They should have never allowed it to happen. Thousands of people died, though Scarlet Witch will say that billions were saved. This was not even an extinction level, we're talking tribulation event. Captain Marvel reminding them of this. The cataclysms Kang had warned about. They've already gone through their first tribulation event, the fall of the Impossible City, and then Blood Hunt, Kang's Endless Night. And on top of everything, Dr. Doom is now Sorcerer Supreme of Earth. Miles Morales is a vampire. And then speaking of vampires, they can now walk in the sunlight. And even Sam has to admit that she's not wrong. This is what takes us to the southern United States. A man carrying a thumb drive and a giant chunk of gold in the other hand. He walks up to a random stranger. He offers him the gold, only if he gives this thumb drive to somebody in the media, to give it to the reporters. Let them run the story. And while the man puts up no dispute, he says, "What's to stop me from just throwing the drive away and taking off?" And the man tells him nothing, but says that all know this mysterious individual is Marvel's Superman. This is Hyperion. He has returned. This is what picks us up with Iron Man and Carol. Carol is really just beating herself up. Now, the two of them, they both know how to deal with addiction. And Tony is reminding her that addiction comes in many forms. You may not be drinking a bottle, but your guilt is weighing so heavy on you. And guilt can be an addiction too. It's something that goes down so easily. And you cannot let this guilt drive you down a path of misery and depression. Taking us to Wanda and Vision. They're discussing what Carol had also said. And for Vision, he's got to agree with Carol. While yes, thousands of lives were lost, in the face of billions, that is a favorable outcome. He sees all singular life as precious, each individual. And so even though so many were saved, so many were lost. And he cannot take this but anything but a great loss, a failure. This is what takes us over to Atlanta. We pick up with Sam and we pick up with Storm. The two of them flying through the skies, having a conversation, really just kind of catching up, saying that what really is weighing on his mind, trying to figure out if they failed the world during Blood Hunt. Now, Storm says that this isn't really something she can speak on too much, but in her mind, the Avengers did everything they could. It was a terrible time, and they are no strangers to terrible times. She fought in a war on an alien world. She knows that even winning brings terrible losses. But it doesn't mean that you do not try. Even if your blood is on the ground, even if it means your spirit is leaving leaving your body, you try. That is all we can do at the end of the day. Though it does help put his mind a little bit at ease, it doesn't change the fact that they have failed. They're the Avengers. They stand when everybody else doesn't. Not just humans, not synthetics, not just Atlanteans. Everybody, to include mutants. He tells Storm that they failed her people. They should have never let Orcus get as strong as it did. That the warnings were there. They had their reservations. That was the conditions for their failures. It never should have happened. The Avengers have to stand for mutants the same way they do everybody else. And so the Avengers need mutant representation. They need a voice in the Avengers. Captain America is asking Storm to join the Avengers. This is what takes us over to Thor. Now, Thor is talking with the Impossible City. While they have a conversation, they are interrupted because a broadcast is going earthwide, something of mass importance. Coming onto the screen, we have Hyperion. He proclaims that he was once Earth's greatest hero, that he saved it time and time again. He lived in a world that was good, in a world that made sense, in a world that he loved and was loved. But that world was a lie. Everything he knew, everything he had done was a lie. As Captain Marvel screams priority alert, Hyperion continues, saying that if his world was a lie, what did that make him? If this world is real, then he is a lie. If he is real, then this world is a lie. He has no way to prove either. So he's going to end both. By the time they hear this, he will be approaching Earth at a significant portion of the speed of light on a collision course. When he arrives, he will impact. What is lie and what is truth is no longer relevant. He doesn't tell this to frighten them. He tells them this to make peace with what is around them. Hold on to what is important, because nothing can stop him. With the communications closing out, we see Hyperion going through space, headed directly for Earth. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So coming out of Blood Hunt, we are off to a big start. Not only is a heavy hitter Omega level mutant joining the team, but just in the nick of time because Marvel's Superman is about to destroy the entire planet. Now, we really haven't seen much of him since Heroes Reborn. If you want to check out that story, it was from 2021, I believe. We do have a playlist covering the entirety of that story, but I'm excited to see Hyperion back in the mix. I don't see this lasting very long. I think with all the Avengers together, the heavy hitters that we have on this team, I don't think Hyperion's gonna be able to be as successful as he thinks he's gonna be. Hopefully, they're not just bringing him in and then tossing him away. Now, I haven't seen solicitations, so I can't say what's gonna happen or how it's gonna happen or many theories on it, but if we know Hyperion, he's gonna come in and he's gonna lay down some hate. He's gonna be throwing the haymakers. He's gonna be squashing people. This is a man that has gone toe-to-toe with the Hulk. So while the Avengers have a pretty stacked team right now, is it even stacked enough to take down Hyperion? It's enough to stop him from colliding with the Earth, but is it nothing more than a distraction, only for him to try again? Either way, I'm strapped in. I'm ready to see where Marvel's going to be taking us with this one. Let me know what you guys think down in the description. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up with everything that's been going on with the Avengers, check out the link down in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything that has currently been going on. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only would you be helping out the channel tremendously, but you're getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.